Hello everyone, welcome in this advanced use case on the purchase process monitoring. My name is Gilles Merckx and I'm a supply chain expert at Odoo. In this video, I want to present you the situation at Odics, which is a company that wants to implement Odoo in order to ease the purchasing manager role. And we want really to try to make the purchase process more efficient thanks to Odoo. And the objective for you, after having heard this context video, is to determine what would be for you the ideal implementation of inventory and purchase in Odoo in order to ease the purchasing manager's role at Odics. The company Odics is a company that manufactures smartphones. In that industry, deadlines are critical as competition is high. Odics simply purchases components from multiple suppliers, manufactures the smartphone from these components, and then sells the smartphones to the customers. Because Odics has adopted lean practices, inventory levels are often low and supply disruptions can rapidly result in production stoppage. Supply delivery on time is therefore critical to meet deadlines. To guarantee this, the role of the purchasing manager is vital. The purchasing manager is responsible for ordering the right components in the right quantities at the right moment from the right supplier and at the right price. In addition, the purchasing manager has to make sure that suppliers will meet deadlines. Since error is human, the company desires to lean on Odoo to ease the purchasing manager's tasks through an improved visibility on inventory levels, purchase orders, and suppliers' deliveries. Let me tell you a bit more about Odics processes. One important aspect at Odics is that smartphones are composed of various types of components. Odics maintains low inventory levels since inventory is costly, but higher inventory levels are tolerated for some components. For example, components with long lead times require higher inventory levels. Different types of components imply different strategies. Odoo should automate the purchasing process for each type of component. Although the day-to-day purchasing process should be automated as much as possible, the purchasing manager also needs sometimes some flexibility to handle specific situations through discrete decisions rather than through an automated strategy. Namely, at Odics, we want to be able to automate as much as possible the purchasing process, but in the meantime, we want to be able to have some flexibility when needed for some specific products. Also, once it has been determined which components should be ordered in which quantity and for which date, the follow-up process starts for the purchasing manager to ensure on-time supplier deliveries. For this, the purchasing manager needs to have a clear overview on RFQs that still need to be confirmed into purchase orders. And once purchase orders have been confirmed, being able to monitor purchase orders is critical to ensure that suppliers will meet deadlines. Having a clear overview on this is often complicated because there are so many orders placed every day. And also, unfortunately, it is not always easy to distinguish reliable suppliers from unreliable suppliers, and Odoo should help us to sort the good ones and the poorest ones. A last aspect that is really important is that at Odics we want to be able to analyze figures from time to time. So to analyze the KPIs, data that are in Odoo, in order to continuously improve the purchasing process. So this use case is basically describing the purchasing manager role at Odics, which is a bit simplified in this slide. And if we want to summarize the needs that Odics has regarding Odoo for the purchasing manager's role, it would be first to be able to implement with Odoo a purchasing strategy per component, so a different replenishment strategy from different vendors for different components. Then Odoo should ease the stock monitoring and enable to create RFQs with the right quantities at the right moment. Then it should be very easy to place purchase orders on time with Odoo to track the RFQs, to turn these RFQs into POs at the right moment, and then to track also the purchase orders to make sure that the components will arrive on time at Odics to make sure that production can start as expected. And finally, it's important to be able to have a view to gather all the data inside Odoo to then see whether the purchasing process is efficient and try to make it even more efficient while taking better decisions. So this is the situation under Odics. The objective is really to implement Odoo to ease the purchasing manager's role. So the question is for you, how would you configure Odoo and especially the purchasing inventory applications at Odics in order to improve the purchasing process or to ease the purchasing process over there? And also, I have highlighted this point several times. How would you make sure that different components can be managed differently into Odoo? So this is your job. Now you have to test and to find what would be, according to you, the best implementation of purchase and inventory of Odoo in Odics. And I wish you good luck for that. And I will see you in the next video in order to present you what is our solution for this use case. Bye bye.